Hello students, today we shall begin your first chapter of First Language English, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise, written by Rabindranath Tagore. This work was initially written in Bengali and has been translated into English. We shall now see about the writer. The writer of this lesson is Rabindranath Tagore. As you all know, Rabindranath Tagore, popularly known as Gurudev, is a national poet. He had a multifaceted personality. Means, he was an artist, a musician, a painter, a choreographer, and one of the greatest poets and writers our country has been blessed with. He was not only a great poet, but also a genius in music, painting, acting, choreography, etc. He was the first Indian to receive the Nobel Prize. He was awarded the honor in 1913 for his work Gitanjali, a collection of poems. Rabindranath Tagore is the first Indian to be awarded the Nobel Prize for his literary work Gitanjali. Rabindranath Tagore's work focus on the beauty, vividity of expression, subtlety of life's understanding, and depth of spiritual exploration. It is truly said that Rabindranath Tagore is the very heart of this country, very contemporary yet the most ancient. Before beginning the lesson, I would like to ask you two questions. We will discuss both the questions in different contexts. First one, if you have a garden, you grow not only coconuts, vegetables and fruits, but also roses. I ask this question here because the entire chapter that you will be learning is based on the idea of utility and non-utility. Coconuts, fruits and vegetables are used for human consumption. They have utility or value. A rose or any flower you take is a symbol of beauty. It has less or no utility, but when we look at it, we feel happy or inspired. So it is like coconut, vegetables and fruits which have utility versus roses which have less utility or no utility. The second question, who among these do you think is more productive? A farmer who works hard in the fields to grow crops, or a poet who sits at home and composes a poem? I know obviously most of us will think that a farmer who works hard in the fields to grow crops is more productive or has more utility or value compared to a poet who just sits at home and composes a poem. There are two ideas that have influenced mankind from earlier times. One idea believes that life's sole purpose is to celebrate living. It means that there is no purpose or meaning in life other than to lead a beautiful and fulfilling life. There is another idea that believes only in material work and hence in achievement, production of things and contribution to society in a useful manner. One idea emphasizes on beauty of life and another idea emphasizes on work or contributing something that is useful to the society. The usefulness or otherwise varies from person to person. The expression and outcome of a creative person like a poet, a painter or a musician need not be physical, but people derive inspiration and pleasure by pursuing their work. The occupation of an artist, a sculptor, is no less commendable and worthy than that of a doctor or a engineer. When we look at a poem, you feel happy. The poet's work also is equally important to that of either a farmer, a doctor or a engineer. But the way we look at things is entirely different. This chapter, what we are going to learn, tells us the story of an artist who was struck in a worker's paradise where he is considered to be a man of no productivity. This work, A Wrong Man in a Worker's Paradise, is a satire. For satire in Kannada you call it as apahasya or vidambane. It means that you take any important topic of the society and you tell it in a humorous or fun-living way to bring out the effect. This literary work, it holds greater significance because in today's world, most of our things are being done by computers, robots, machines and others. A time will come when people will have no much work to be done. All our work will be done by either machines, robots or computers. At that time, a big question for mankind is, what do you do when you are not bound to produce or deliver anything useful? Rabindranath Tagore answers this question in a very satirical way in this chapter. So, we shall now see with the chapter. We shall now begin with your lesson. The man had never believed in mere utility. This entire chapter is based on this man. This man has no name over here in this lesson. He is just called as the man over here. This man, he never believed in mere utility, means he never believed in doing any useful or productive or profitable work. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. He did not have anything important to do. So his entire time he would spend in fulfilling his desires. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women and castles, quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. So how he would spend his time? He would spend his time making small statues of men, women, castles or palaces. Then he would do clay things and then decorate them with using seashells. He used to even paint also. Thus, he wasted his time on all that was useless and needless. So, his entire time he spent in doing all such useless and needless activity. People laughed at him. At times, he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. People used to make fun of him. They would tell him what all useless work you are doing. So, at some time, he would promise himself that tomorrow onwards I will not do such useless work. He promised to shake off whims, to give up his whims or desires. But they continued to linger in his mind. He could not change himself. He could not do any useful work. Here I have written the meanings of the words. Utility means useful or profitable. This man never did any useful work. Indulged means to involve. Mad whims means sudden desires. Linger means to continue to exist longer than expected. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದ ಒಂದೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವನು ಕೇವಲ ಉಪಯುಕ್ತತೆಗೆ ಮಹತ್ವ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಕಾರಣ ಅವನು ತನಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಂತೆ ಕಾಲವನ್ನು ಕಳೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೆತ್ತನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ವಿಲಕ್ಷಣವಾದ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಚಿಪ್ಪಿನಿಂದ ಶೃಂಗರಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಪೇಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ತನ್ನ ಇಡೀ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗವಿಲ್ಲದ ಹಾಗೂ ಅನಗತ್ಯ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರು ಅವನನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಅಪಹಾಸ್ಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಅವನು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಬಾರಿ ಉಪಯೋಗವಿಲ್ಲದ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರದೆಂದು ಯೋಚಿಸಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ಬದಲಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. There are some students who never open their books and read, and yet they are so lucky that they pass their exams. It is like half of your 9th standard students who without reading anything came to 10th standard thanks to Corona. The same example even holds good to this man also. A similar thing happened to this man. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet after his death the gates of heaven opened wide for him. We people believe that if we do only good and useful thing, they will go to heaven. But like how without studying some students pass, this man also, though he did not do any useful work in his lifetime, yet the gates of heaven opened wide for him after his death. After he died, he went straight to heaven. ಲೇಖಕರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಕೆಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳನ್ನು ಓದದೆ, ಏನೂ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡದೆ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ಪಾಸಾಗಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಈ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ದೊರೆಯಿತು. ಆತನು ತನ್ನ ಇಡೀ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗವಿಲ್ಲದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆತನು ಸತ್ತಾಗ ಸ್ವರ್ಗದ ಬಾಗಿಲು ಅವನಿಗೆ ತೆರೆದವು. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the aerial messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. Here moving finger refers to destiny or fate. In Kannada, destiny or fate, you call it as vidhi or hane baraha. It is said that fate or destiny plays a role not only on earth but even in heaven also. Why this man landed in workers' paradise is because the aerial messenger, means the person who was in charge of that man after he died, they took him by mistake to workers' paradise instead of taking him to lazy man's paradise. So though he had not done anything useful or anything good in his life, his entire time he just spent in doing useless work. But destiny made a mistake and sent him to workers' paradise. The author satirically says that sending him to heaven was a terrible mistake, but the man was every bit eligible to make it to heaven. The writer has said it in a satirical way. So by mistake of one of the aerial messengers, instead of going to lazy people's paradise, this man was brought and kept in workers' paradise. In figures of speech, moving finger writes even in heaven. The figure of speech that is used here is metaphor. Here moving finger is compared to fate or destiny. Since comparison is made, it is metaphor. ಸ್ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿಧಿ ತನ್ನ ಆಟ ಆಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಯಮನ ದೂತರ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ತಪ್ಪಿನಿಂದಾಗಿ ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಆಲಸಿ ಜನರ ಸ್ವರ್ಗದ ಬದಲು ಶ್ರಮಿಕ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವವರ ಸ್ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆತರುತ್ತಾರೆ. In this paradise, you find everything except leisure. Here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on, time's flying. All exclaim, time is precious. We have our hands full. We make use of every single minute. They sigh complainingly, and yet those words make them happy and exalted. In this paragraph, we can see that in the workers' paradise, you can find everything except leisure or free time. It meant that people did not have even a minute to waste. They used to always use their time for doing useful or productive work. Men used to always say that they don't have time to spare. Women used to say that time's flying, so let's continue to do our work. All the people there, they believed that time was precious. They used to say, we have our hands full, means they had plenty of work to do. So they used to make use of every single minute. They always used to complain that they did not have time, and doing hard work itself gave them happiness. So here leisure means free time and exalted means being very happy. ಈ ಸ್ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿರಾಮ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ದೊರೆಯುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ನಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಮಯದ ಸದ್ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಮಹತ್ವ ನೀಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತೋಷ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಶ್ರಮಿಕರ ಸ್ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಯ ಅಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು ಎಂಬ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು. But this newcomer, who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work, did not fit in with the scheme of things in workers' paradise. This means that man, he had spent his entire time on earth doing only useless work. He never did any useful or productive work during his time on earth. So, when all of a sudden he was put into workers' paradise, he did not fit in the place there. He was a complete cultural misfit in this workers' paradise. He lounged in the streets absently. Lounged means he walked around lazily in the streets absently and jostled the hurrying men. So those people, they used to always be hurrying, means they used to always be doing some work. So he used to go and push them by mistake. He lay down in the green meadows or close to the fast flowing streams and was taken to task by busy farmers. So most of the time he used to spend his time either lying in the green grasslands over there or close to the fast flowing streams. And all those busy farmers who used to be working there, whenever they used to see him lying down lazily, they would scold him. He was always in the way of others. He himself used to never do any work, neither would he allow even others to do their work. Here the writer has used the word fast flowing streams to show that even the streams in the workers' paradise also did not like to waste time. Even they also moved fastly along with time. The different words that are used here, one is launched. Launched means to walk about lazily. Next one is jostle. Jostle means to push roughly against something. Meadow means grassland, and taken to task means scolded. ಶ್ರಮಿಕರ ಸ್ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿಂದ ಬಂದ ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಕೆಲಸದ ವಾತಾವರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಂದಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆತನು ಸ್ವರ್ಗದ ಬೀದಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಡೆದಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಬಾರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಜನರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ನುಗ್ಗಿ ಅವರ ಕೋಪಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಹಸಿರು ಹುಲ್ಲುಗಾವಲುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಹರಿಯುವ ತೊರೆಗಳ ದಂಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರಮಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಶ್ರಮಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವುದನ್ನು ಕಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ರೈತರು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬೈಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ತನ್ನ ಆಲಸ್ಯತನದಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡ್ಡಿ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. So children, until now we have studied about how this story is about a young man who believed in living a life beyond mere utility. He indulged in doing little pieces of sculpture, colorful painting or other activities which were brushed aside by people as needless or useless and a total waste of time. People laughed at this man's desires. Quite contrary to the expectation, the gates of heaven opened up for this man after his death. The author says that some boys do not even bother to touch their books yet pass their tests. This man also belonged to the same category. He never did any useful work his entire life, but became eligible to enter heaven because of a mistake of one of the aerial messengers. This man was a complete cultural misfit in the people's workers' paradise, because this place was a paradise for workaholic people, means people who used to work all the time. People used to find pleasure in doing their work. They believed that time was very precious. This young man was a complete cultural misfit in this workers' paradise. He walked in the streets absent-mindedly and jostled the hurrying men. He lay down in the grass meadows or close to the fast-flowing streams. Because of his laziness, he was taken to task by the busy farmers, as he was always in the way of others. So the next chapter will continue in the next video tomorrow.